Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on IBIO. My previous video in the description below. This is an update based on requests, so watch this one first. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe and leave your notifications on, and let's jump right into it. I'm going to go through technical analysis and then latest news or latest updates for this stock and what is yet to come in terms of my expectations and how I'll play the stock. So you get to see here on the MACD that it did attempt to go on through reversal. It got declined today and it actually fell back down even worse. The stock ADX does move on towards suggesting a possible sloppy trend going on forward. And William %R is sitting at oversold, and momentum here is a little bit stable. Now, the very much of an interesting thing that happened is that 10 SMA and the 30 EMA has crossed. The 30 EMA is now above the 10 SMA, which is bearish, and the stock has dropped below the 50 SMA and the 200 and it's still above the 200 SMA, but under the 50 SMA. So moving on towards the 1 hours, oh, by the way, which moving averages do look bearish. Now, on the MACD here, on the 1 hour scale, everything here does suggest that it's actually sloppy sideways trading, and the stock is oversold. Now, on the averages itself, you get to see 30 EMA is above 10 SMA. It's very much light here. It's basically almost touching, but 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA. And you get to see the stock price is under 200 SMA and the 50 SMA, so it is fully bearish on that point. You get to see that MACD here hasn't recovered still yet in the extended market. You get to see the stock has gone significantly below the moving average band, so that has been a bit of a drop there. It doesn't look good from that kind of point of view. When we go on towards the trend line, I did refer to the trend line in my last video on the 12th of August, and that's still actually in hold, in play. So now moving on towards Fibonacci retracements in order to determine what the current supports and resistances are. And we get to see here, you can go through the 1 hour intervals. The Fibonacci resistance is sitting in at 272. Below that, there's a resistance of 263. Below that, 257. Now, in terms of supports, we're sitting at a 251 support, and then we're sitting at 252, 51, 247. Then we're talking about 238 and then 230 in terms of supports. Now, if you would like to see a little bit of other supports below that, because not much of a significant scale, we're talking about 242, 229, 225, 221, 217, and then 213. So now moving on towards institutional buyers and transactions in order to determine what kind of things we're seeing. So no latest news other than I think the last one that is actually still in effect is from 2 weeks ago regarding the shelf offerings of which is mentioned in my previous video. It's not been exercised yet. They still do have their pipelines and whatnot still in effect, so that is as well a machine for a PR kind of release. In terms of institutional buyers, it seems that in the last, this week at least, there has been more additions to shares than selling. So around probably, I would say, 150,000 shares been added on in terms of institutional values. None of the big names that I see right off the bat, but BlackRock here has increased their shares by 4 times on Friday. So that is significant. Institution is interested in it, and that does tell you something. So how am I going to play the stock? Definitely, I do want to see it bottom out, and it looks like it's actually bottoming out. 242, if it stays above 235 to 242, that is considering a good sign for me. But here's the problem, is that the technicals do look bearish here. It does look like it's actually still falling on down. I need the MACD to curve back up in order to determine it for a buy. But at this moment, it would still be a hold for me nonetheless if I would be buying the stock from way below. But it does look like it might actually still suffer and bleed until next week, where you might actually see a reversal, or could be perhaps even a buy on Friday. It's a little bit dangerous, but institutions are interested in this stock, which is a bit different off what the technical analysis is telling me. So they might be seeing something that I'm not seeing in terms of upcoming news. A lot of potential there, but I would wait myself out on just for the fear of either them exercising the shelf offering. Technical analysis here does look bearish. Another thing that I'm looking at is the MACD, where it has gone even more negative after it has gone towards a bit of a reversal there. Once that kind of fixes up around this region, I do want to see it above the 234, 40 range, and then I'll consider buying. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.